Worst performing sector this morning, Jim, is financials. You mentioned this lawsuit against JP Morgan. Right. Actually, Capital One has an outstanding lawsuit filed by some Trump plaintiffs, including Eric Trump, for example.
Well, look, nothing stops Richard Fairbank. You can, they just, this is an entity to itself. I'm not concerned about that. I think JP Morgan, obviously, it's a better headline grabber. People don't know who Capital One is. They don't realize it. It's the third largest credit card group, so to speak. But I think that these financials should not be going down like this. But, look, they've been hot. Goldman's been very hot.
Right. Of course, on this show yesterday, we're talking about the few executives who spoke out against the administration on some policies. Diamond was among them. Later in the day, we get the news of the lawsuit. And here's what the president said about it.
True.
You shouldn't be debanked. You get debanked if you don't have money or if you default and you have this great company, and all of a sudden I was told, no, you can't do that. It's so wrong. And so I don't know what their excuse would be. Maybe their excuse would be the regulators. I don't know. But regardless, I guess it's a good lawsuit because every pundit has come out and said Trump has a great lawsuit here. You're not allowed to do what they did. Jamie Dimon, what he did, he's not allowed to do that.
And he was asked in Davos this week about free markets as it relates to institutional home buying, defense company restrictions, now this, credit card caps. Yeah,
well, I guess the memo is to among executives, it's ill-advised to take the president on. I mean, Jamie Dimon, 69, he got a raise. He's done a remarkable job.
I mean, you tweeted yesterday the word just fear.
Well,
fear. You just wrote fear.
Because, again, I talked to all the CEOs that I mentioned here. Fortunately, I have a good network, and for the most part, they just won't discuss the president. I don't take that to mean that they think he's the greatest. There are people who say, look, it's great that there's less regulation, but something like that that they might let slip. A criticism, and they may not have said, these are all off-the-record discussions, I'm not going to betray them, but that they might let slip it anywhere could make it so that their shareholders would feel like, why did you send your stock down? And it's more, it's fear of the president and fear of the shareholders saying, how could you not realize that the president can do whatever he wants?
Asymmetric risk.
Exactly.
For sure.
Exactly.
And of course, the president's influence or attempts to influence extends to the Fed. We will get the decision next week, Jim. Rick Reeder's odds, by the way, continue to climb after the president said he was very impressive.
I haven't sat next to Rick Reeder in the street, basically at a restaurant that's out on the street. I don't think, do people know how charming he is? I mean, the president likes that. To be both charming and have rigor is such an unusual thing in this country, but he's got that. He's got that.
Well, I mean, we keep getting these trial balloons, Jim, in the bond market, although we're still at 4.25, right, where we cracked that 420 level. But it's not like we've seen dramatic reactions. Move volatility is extremely low.
Yeah, well, I mean, I think that all the people are surprisingly people that I think we've seen on TV, and they're like, wow, that guy is pretty good. I mean, there's no outliers. There's no people who disrespect the system. They tend to be believers in the system. If I were the president, I would be careful. All these people are independent. They're independent people. They're all legit. When we've heard them on air, they're I think, not party line. They're, let's be like Powell. I mean, he may be picking Powell number 2 without realizing it.
Yeah, well, I think Kernan asked about that.
Yeah.
Right? About whether or not you could be prodding Powell into staying on. Of course, the arguments regarding Lisa Cook kind of got lost in all the Davos headlines this
that was
week.
just what happened there. I think Powell went there. But the president should beware of Trojan horses.
Right.